In this video, I want to take you guys through a potential major franchise revival in Dead Space, possibly being in development over at Motive Studios. We'll talk about that. Castlevania Advance collection looks to be coming as it has been rated in Australia, and Aliens Fireteam will be dropping on August 24th. More on that at the end of this video. But first of all, Dead Space Revival potentially being in development by Motive Studio. Electronic Arts will announce a Dead Space Revival during its EA Play live digital event on July 22nd, according to Venture beat writer Jeff Grubb in the latest Games Beat Decides podcast, and that was picked up by VGC. This is incredibly exciting, even if you were not a big fan of Dead Space 3. I know I was not. I did not like Dead Space 3 at all, but I know a lot of you guys have fond memories with Dead Space 1 and 2. I thought those games were tremendous, especially Dead Space 2. Dead Space 2 is like one of those unsung gems of the last, 15 years as far as being one of the top-tier single-player games. I think it also had multiplayer. Yeah, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure it did have multiplayer. But nevertheless, Dead Space 2 was awesome. The campaign was great, and Dead Space 1 was really good as well. Dead Space in general, the first two games were just so well made, and now if we are getting a Dead Space Revival done by Motive Studios, which is an interesting decision as far as the studio working on it. They put out Star Wars Squadrons back last year, so we'll see how that turns up. And Eurogamer also chimed in and also noted it tallies with information they have heard. So it looks like this is gonna be happening. Obviously, never want to push the cart before the horse, but Jeff Grubb's usually on the money, and if Eurogamer is hearing it too, probably pretty safe to assume that this is going to be accurate. I would imagine that this is going to be a cross-gen game. Ideally, I would like it to be next-gen only, kind of selfishly, but we'll see how things turn out. I mean, this might be a game that's still not far along in development because, again, Motive just put out Star Wars Squadrons, and it's easily possible that they were working on multiple games, but a Dead Space Revival, there has to be a significant attention to detail and care developed with it, because while I think people would be excited about a revival, if it doesn't do well, I mean, we're just back to what Dead Space 3 did, and honestly, the less we talk about Dead Space 3, the better I think will be. It's not like it was a bad game, but it kind of took out the essence of Dead Space, which was very, very unfortunate. Dead Space 1 and 2 also deserve a collection. Hell, if you make a collection, you might as well just throw Dead Space 3 in there anyway, but yeah, a Dead Space Trilogy collection would be money. If you were announcing a new Dead Space, I feel like you just do the Trilogy collection as well, put that on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, whatever, and let a new generation of people experience those games, because guess what? Dead Space 1 came out in 2008. Yes, 13 years ago. Dead Space 2, I think, was 2011. That's a decade ago. I know those games still seem relatively recent. Like, to me, the 360 and PS3 don't seem like archaic consoles. They're not archaic, but 10 years goes by, and somebody that was 10 years old in 2011 is now suddenly 20 years old. They're an adult, and their parents are not going to be intervening with them playing a game like Dead Space. You guys get the deal. And 2008, man, if you were 8 years old in 2008, you're like 21 now. It's like kind of crazy to think about how much gaming has progressed, and to me, I still remember Dead Space pretty vividly, even though, again, it is 10 to 13 years old when you talk about Dead Space and Dead Space 2. I think Dead Space was 2008, Dead Space 2 probably was 2010, and then Dead Space 3 was 2012, some timeline like that, but all those games are pretty dated at this point, but still, they hold up pretty well. If you play them on PC, they're still games that I think hold up relatively well, and I believe they're upgraded on Xbox as well through backwards compatibility. Okay, moving on from that, this is super exciting. Castlevania Advance Collection has been rated in Australia. Circle of the Moon, Harmony of Dissonance, and Aria of Sorrow possibly coming to other platforms. I would imagine all major platforms, given that these are GBA games, and this was done by an Australian classification board, and Castlevania Advance Collection has been rated. Now, why this is exciting is, guys, if you look at these prices for some of these older Castlevania games, they are astronomically high. I have some of the old Castlevania games on Nintendo DS, and I valued out my collection, and it's crazy to see how expensive some of these old games have gone. I think I looked up Order of Ecclesia, which was on Nintendo DS, and it's really expensive. I don't remember the price off the top of my head, but I remember looking at it, I'm like, God, these games are so expensive now, so it's kind of hard to actually get these games in their original form, and to just have them very easily accessible with collections. It's going to be very advantageous, and it's advantageous for Konami to collect all that sweet, sweet revenue, so for them, it makes all the sense in the world. Now, I would like to see more traditional Castlevania releases. I would like to see them go back to Castlevania, and again, with this Advance collection, I would like to eventually also see a Castlevania DS collection. I know the DS is kind of hard to get on to different platforms, but we saw Mega Man ZX make a transition in that collection as well. The Portrait of Ruin, what was there? The Dusk one and Order of Ecclesia. The one is completely escaping my head right now what it was called. But there were 3 DS Castlevania titles that I would love to see available to everyone as well in some sort of collection. But Circle of the Moon, Harmony of Dissonance, and Aria's Sorrow getting a rating, or rather the Advanced Collection getting a rating, and those 3 games being in that collection makes all the sense in the world. And by the way, when something's rated, 99% of the times, it does come to fruition, so if you want to consider this a rumor or just speculation, I mean, you can, but just look at history. Pretty much everything does come to fruition. A lot of games have been rated, like Red Faction Remastered Edition, I believe Kingdoms of Amalur, and oftentimes it is these collections that do get rated. I don't know why that is, but a lot of the times the collections are the ones that are kind of leaked via a ratings board. But lastly, I do also want to note, Aliens Fireteam Elite is dropping August 24th. Now, this will be coming from publisher Focus Home Interactive and developer Cold Iron Studios. It will be $39.99, so it'll be available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. All major platforms it will be available on. There will also be a digital deluxe edition, and I find this rather interesting. It's priced at $69.99, so almost double the price. I mean, $10 shy of being double, but a $30 price bump. It's because you get quite a bit of stuff. You get the Endeavor Veteran Pack and Endeavor Pass, which contains 4 additional cosmetic downloadable content bundles due out post-launch alongside free major gameplay updates that are going to be available. Want to see Aliens do well as a franchise from a video game standpoint. I think it's an IP that has a lot of appeal, and to see us getting a game that's out relatively soon, we'll see how it turns out. I know a lot of people have not been absolutely blown away with the game based on the gameplay we've seen thus far, but if it is a fun cooperative title, I think it's going to be something people can end up enjoying, and at least they got the pricing right from the base game standpoint. $40 is the right price for a game like this, and hopefully people do support it. It would be beneficial if it's available through like an Xbox Game Pass or even a PlayStation Plus, so we do have a healthy community of people playing the game, but we'll see how ultimately that turns out. And that's going to wrap up this one. Let me know your thoughts on Dead Space potentially being revived. I think it would be absolutely huge. It's just that, you know, it's EA. Sometimes I'm a little bit skeptical with how their games turn out, but as long as it's not like microtransaction ridden or anything like that, I think a Dead Space revival is something that people can get very excited about. Castlevania Advance Collection rated in Australia. Looks like a collection for those games are coming very soon, and that's exciting given the pricing of Castlevania titles, the older Castlevania titles these days. And Aliens Fireteam Elite drops August 24th, and let me know your thoughts on that. That's going to wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.